Hello students, today I am going to execute few 8051 C programs that we have discussed in the video number 3 on this topic. First, let us see a program on time delay. I am going to execute them in the Keil compiler. First, I'll open the programs. I have already typed the program just to save the time. Here, this is a program to toggle all the bits of port 0 and port 2 continuously with a time delay of 250 milliseconds. In this we have the delay function, and let us execute this program and see the output. Here we have to observe the output in two ports, that is P0 and P2. First thing, build the target. Next let us start the debug session to see the output. So we need to have these two ports, port 0 and port 2. So we will see it step by step. Let us use step over. So now you can observe the value in port 0. Initially it was the double FH, now it is 55H due to this line. Next, P2. P2's value will also be 55H after execution of this line. The next line is we are calling the function delay function. So in this delay function, just two for loops have been written to have the time delay. So with some delay, the next statement P0 equal to double A. Yeah, so we are inverting the values in P0 and P2. From 55H, it now becomes double A. Similarly, P2's value also changes to double A. Like this, the values are going to change. And this is the program. Next, let us see a program on byte size IO programming. For that, we shall see that later. Now let us see bit addressable IO. Bit addressable IO. This is a program for bit addressable IO, and here the data type S-bit has been used. So whenever we say bit addressable, we are using the data type S-bit and bit. Let us see this program. It's about to monitor bit P1.5. If it is high, send 55H to P0. Otherwise, send AAH to P2. Now in this program, the input is P1.5. So it is being taken in my bit, which is declared using the S-bit data type. It's a bit value. Initially, when my bit is equal to 0, means when it is low, we have to send AAH to P2. So let us see how it is executed. In this, we need port 1, 2, and port 0. Here, the port 1 is our input port. We have set my bit equal to 0. It means P1 dot 5 will now become 0. Let us say that. Now this is the P1.5 bit, fifth bit, and this bit has now become 0. So next the if statement will be executed. Since my bit is equal to 0, the execution comes to the else part, because if condition has failed, hence double AH will be sent to port 2. You can see the output in port 2, it is AAH. In case if I had set my bit equal to 1, I would have got 55H in P0. So this is how it is executed. Stop the execution. Like this, you can see other programs also. Close project. Next, let us see logic operations. For example, the logical operators like AND, OR, XOR, inverter operator, shift operators. We shall see how they are uh, executed. This is the program. In this, all the logic operators are being used and demonstrated. Let us see the result here. Here, P0, P1 and P2 ports are being used. Initially, all are having the value FF. Let us see one by one. In the first statement, the AND operation is performed, bitwise AND operation. Here, 35H is ANDed with 0FH. So I have written the binary form here. So what you should get? You should get 05H in P0 after this operation. Okay. So here masking will be done. The upper byte is masked here. So you can observe the upper byte becomes 0 in the result. You got 05H in P0. Next, P1 is equal to this statement. Here ORing is performed, and when you OR 04H with 68H, the result should be 6CH. So you got 6CH in P1. Similarly, the next statement is XOR. So 54H is XORed with 78H and the result should be 2CH. So here in port 2 you should get 2CH. You got 2CH. Next, while telling about XOR operation, I mentioned that XOR can be used to clear the content. If you XOR a value with itself, then the result will be 0. So let us see it. 54 XORed with 54 again. So in P2 you should get 0. So you observe here in port 2 you got 0. I have written how the operation is performed here on the right side. You can go through it. Next, P0 equal to negation. This tilde operation, tilde symbol is used for negation, or it is also known as inverting. Here 55H, it is negated. When you negate it, you will get AAH. So it should be in P0. Let us see. So you got AAH in P0. Next is shift operation. This is right shift operation. Shifting right 3 times, and on the left the zeros will be padded. Hence, you will get 13H as a result out of this operation, and the result is in P1. So you will get 13 in P1. Similarly, right shift by 4 bits. So one complete lower nibble will be gone. So you'll get 07H here, and it is in port 2. So in port 2, you got 07H. Next, in P0, left shift operation. Here, the upper nibble will be gone. So you'll get 60H in P0. Here you got 60H. This is how the operations are performed. These operations are used in data conversion also. So we shall see it in the next programs. Stop debug session, close the project. Next is data conversion. So let us see. This is a data conversion program. Here it says the program to convert packed BCD, that is 29 value, into ASCII value and display the bytes on P1 and P2. So packed BCD 29, if you convert it to ASCII, you will get two values, 32 and 39. So how it has to be performed? Here we are using the bit logic operations. Bitwise AND and bitwise OR are used. So let us see the program. Initially what is done here, MB is equal to the given value 29H. Then MB ANDed with 0FH. Here we are masking the lower 4 bits. When you AND 29H with 0FH, you will mask the lower 4 bits. Hence, P1 is equal to, and you are ORing it with 30H, means that value will be odd with 30H. Let us see it by executing so that you can understand it easily. Build the target. Here we need port 1 and port 2. I'll open port 1 also. Port 1 and port 2. Step by step we shall see the execution. Here you got 29H, then in R7 register. Then when you and the value 29H with 0FH, the lower 4 bits are said to be masked. So you are getting 09H in the accumulator. Okay. Then next step, P1 is equal to X, then OR operation with 30H value. When that is performed, you get 39H. So it is converted into ASCII. 09H, it is now converted into ASCII and it becomes 39. Next we need to have that 2 value. From out of 29, we got the ASCII value for 9. Now we have to get the ASCII value for 2, that is 32. So the process is again, you have to mask the upper 4 bits. So reverse the value. Initially it was 0FH, now you have to mask the upper 4 bits. Therefore you have to AND the value with F0H. Okay. So when you AND it, you got 20 in the accumulator. So after that, we need to have 32 out of it. Therefore, first make it as 2 and then OR that 2 with 30. So in P2 you got 32. So you got 39 and 32. You can check this program for any value, any BCD value. Like this, you have to see the output. Next, another program on data conversion, that is BCD to ASCII. In this, actually we are converting ASCII to BCD. The name has been just reversed here. This is a program where ASCII digits 4 and 7 are converted to packed BCD. So 4 and 7, we have to combine them and we should get 47 as the output. Let us see the program by executing it so that we can understand each and every step clearly. In this, we need port 1 and that value will be seen at the end. Let's keep it here. Let us execute this step by step. So you got, see here, unsigned char W equal to 4. 4, when you write it in single quote, its ASCII value is stored. So 34 is stored in the R7 register. Then 37 is stored in the R6 register, which is the ASCII value for 7, digit 7. Next, whatever value was there here, W, means the R7 register, it is ANDed with 0FH. Mask the, here masking is performed, masking the lower bits. So you got 4 out of 34, you got 4. Next is you should, now in the result, that 4 should come as a upper byte value. Therefore, you have to perform left shift operation by 4 bits. You'll get 40 in the accumulator. Then Z equal to AND it. So again, masking is performed. So from 37, again you got 7. Now 7 should be in the lower nibble. So we need not perform the shift operation. The next thing is we have to OR whatever is there in W and Z. Okay. Now that is 47. It is stored in the accumulator. From accumulator, the value will be moved to port 1 here. So let us see. So you got 47 in port 1. Like this, you can perform it for any digits. Next, let us see program for another example for data conversion, that is hex to decimal. In this, it's a program. So we are converting hexadecimal value FDH into decimal value, and we are displaying the digits on P0, P1, and P2. So FD in decimal is 253. These values will be stored in the ports P0, P1, and P3. Let us execute the program. We have P0, P1, and P3. Let us see. Next, FDH value is stored in R7 register. Then X equal to FD divided by 10. When we perform FD divided by 10, it is actually 25 in decimal. 25 in decimal is converted into hexadecimal, hence it is 19. And the remainder is 3. Next, we have this D1 is equal to pin byte mod 10. Find remainder, that is LST, least significant digit. So you got, when you perform D2 equal to X mod 10, you got it 5. That is, first you are going to convert the values here. FD divided by 10, you will get quotient as 19 and remainder as 3. That is the LST. And when you divide 19 by 10, you will get quotient as 2 and remainder as 5. So here quotient is 2, remainder is 5. And you now in the P0 value, you are storing D1. Let us see. In P0, you got the LST, that is 3. Then in P1, you will get the middle digit, that is 5. And in P3, you will get the MST, that is 2. So overall, it is 253. This is the program. Next, let us see another program that is on the concept of checksum byte in ROM. I have combined the program here. So in this program, we are going to first find out the checksum byte, and after that we are going to have the checksum operation to ensure data integrity. So it's a C program to calculate checksum byte for the data given, and if data is good, send ASCII character G to P0, that is port 0, otherwise send B to character B to P0. In this here, this is the data given. We have an array, my data, in which 4 numbers are stored: 25H, 62H, 3FH, and 52H. So the process of finding the checksum byte is you have to add all the numbers. First, you have to find out the sum. After that, you have to find out the 2's complement of the sum. Here, inside this loop, we are finding the sum of all these 4 elements. Then, here in this line, we are finding the 2's complement, and that will be the checksum byte value. To ensure data integrity, what we must do? First, we should find out the checksum by adding all these 4 numbers plus the checksum byte. And when we perform this operation, if the checksum is 0, it means data is unchanged. Otherwise, it is manipulated or changed. So let us see the program. Execute, start execution. Here we need port 0 and port 1. So let us open those ports. Port 0 port 1. Keep port 0 here, port 1. So one line by line we shall see the execution. These are the 4 numbers that are stored here. Then we have few variables sum and checksum initialized with 0. Then let us see. I have to open P2 also. P2. When this statement is executed, P2 equal to my data of X. Initially X is 0, so 25H value is moved into P2. Hence you can see here 25H value. Then in accumulator also we get 25. Since the sum we are calculating, so P1 equal to sum, whatever is there in sum, it now moves to P1, so 25, the first value. Next, we have count value. Here in P2 we got the second number, that is 62. Now it will be added to 25H, and you can observe here in accumulator we got the sum value, and next the same will be seen in port 1. Okay, so in port 1 we are storing the sum 87. Like this, it is executed 4 number of times. So at the end, when you come out of the loop, this is the sum value. It is 0 cross 18. Actually, you will get 118H value. By dropping the carry of 1, you will get 18 as a sum value. Okay, because it's a 8-bit data. Now what you have to do, you have to find the checksum byte. Here also, you have to drop the carry of 1 and take 2's complement of the sum. If you take 2's complement of the sum, you get the value as E8H. This is the checksum byte value. Now the same is moved to P1. So in P1 you got the checksum byte. This is the value. After that, to get the checksum, you have to add all these 4 numbers plus the checksum byte value. So the answer is 0, 0. So if checksum is 0, it means data has not been modified. Then according to the question, you need to send the character G to P0. Then you got the ASCII value of G in port 0. So this is how to execute the program. You try the programs on data serialization on your own. Okay, thank you.